All right. Right Brain Forest, formerly known as Headlines. I'm gonna stop that on the next episode. But Right Brain Forest, episode 12. Let's get into this. So the hat. I just got back from Austin. I was out there for Kill Tony. Did not get called. It was an interesting vibe though. Austin's cool. This is my first time there. Lots of wacky homeless characters and the likes and such. Their homeless is like very active. I heard stuff about their homeless, but now I get it because they're engaging. They're a very engaging type of homeless that's actively, constantly fighting either literal or metaphorical demons, audibly or visibly. So, or both. So it was interesting. Also, lots of weirdos. There's a lot of weirdos at the, which I guess I should have known. A lot of times the people get called and killed. Lots of them are weirdos, so it makes sense. But yeah, the bar was it was packed, and you just watch the show, so it's not really that social. I thought it maybe be a little bit more social, but I had a good time overall in Austin. Ludwig Longdong was there to make an appearance on the show, but he was going to be the German cowboy, but I did not get called, so we'll have to save that for the next round. But yeah, I go back. Cowboy life is cool. We're gonna start with the come up. So the come up this week is gonna be just deporting people. So not you go and round them up. That's ICE's job. That's a whole thing. That's crass anyways at this point. But the people that are already rounded up and having to get sent back to wherever they're going, those people just need to go. So there's, I think, $1 to be made here. The U.S. government just spent $32 million ferrying roughly 300 immigrants to various countries that they're not from. So they had to pay these countries, I guess, whatever, varying sums of money. One of them was in Nigeria, I think, or some African country. But they had to pay them $7 million to take 7 people, 7.5 million, so $1.1 million or something like that. And it costs $600,000 in airline fees. So I feel like there's a buck to be made there. It just come in a little bit cheaper under whatever the services are for the government. Get a little, it seems they don't even really give a fuck what you put them in. So you just get, I don't know, old planes are cheap. Go get some old Airbus type fucking John, and yeah, I don't know, maybe see if you can, I mean, if you have a pilot, if you are a pilot or you have a pilot friend, I mean, that's obviously crucial here. So I don't know, that might be the come up for you this week. $600,000 to ferry 7 people. That's, I mean, you just got to do one contract and you're set. I mean, I'd be pretty set with 600K for, that's like a year. It's like multiple years, 3 years of really, really baller work. That's like 6 years of, like, you know, you're a real moneymaker. So I don't know. If I was a pilot, that's what I'd be getting on. Low tip. I don't know how much airlines pay you or whatever. If you're a retired pilot, your grandpa or somebody like that who's probably a little, maybe a little low key racist and used to fly for the military or something along those lines. Maybe he could help you out. There's a play here. I know it. So yeah, come up for that. Okay, for this week for the fuck. So I don't really get whatever voter ID is. I'm not really gonna get into all that, but what I can say is that people who are elected, it's their jobs to figure that shit out. And Congress, which I'm sure, no, I know, definitely spearheaded by Democrats, just voted down another voter ID initiatives, federal voter ID initiative. And I mean, the main thing is that it's a state's right. So voting in the Constitution, the power is vested in the states to manage how they want to do it. So there are several states who've implemented voter ID. So I'm not really here to debate the merit of that. But what I can say is that Trump then responded by saying, we're going to have voter ID whether Congress wants it or not. So I'm not really sure what the fuck that's supposed to really mean. You know, it's like that just more or less sounds like an openly seditious sentiment. And then you also have Steve Bannon, which this dude doesn't help for anything. You have this dude saying that they're going to have ICE outside the polling offices, which this is something I called. I already figured that they're teeing things up to have, because so the ICE contracts are $50,000, but it's $10,000 a year, and they have to pay back all 50,000 or whatever amount that they got if they don't complete the contract. So that's set purposely by design to expire after the next presidential election. So these people are going to be highly invested in not having the election turnover. And so now you have Steve Bannon saying that they're going to have ICE in front. I mean, and imagine this scene. You're pulling up, and if you're even vaguely brownish or just not super apparently white, they're like, or even if you are, they're like, okay, here, give us your birth. You need to prove your birth or your citizenship before you even get to the voting stand. So you have to have an ID, but state ID doesn't count and real ID doesn't count. So you either need to bring your passport or birth certificate. And if you don't have any of that, turn around, come back later. That's just what you have to give us to get through the security checkpoint, to also maybe not just get apprehended and thrown in the back of a fucking van if you are brown and you don't have all that shit put together. So they're teeing up for that, which that's a pretty the fuck. And then you have Trump saying that they're going to mandate the voter ID whether or not Congress allows it or not. So whatever that means, combine that with ICE and some type of federalization of the election, and it seems like that could be fucking that's a real the fuck recipe for not a lot of good things. I don't think it's not a good recipe for free and fair elections, that's for sure. What's run amok this week? What do we pay taxes? What's the deal? What are taxes? What are they for? What are laws really? I mean, we all pay taxes. The super rich apparently don't pay taxes. They just pay bribes. They just do like political bribes, and they do pedophile shit. And then the top levels of government either are entirely complicit or doing it. And so are the mega wealthy. And with this newest release of Epstein documents, at the very least, there's just so much nonsense in it. Okay, there's a ton of nonsense that's just like, oh yeah, Trump was in the back of the limo while fucking these crazy things happened to me, and then he was there on this little tiny boat while my dad threw my newborn baby into this lake. And I don't even know. There's a reason why the FBI, before Trump was even involved in politics, they didn't investigate a lot of these things, or even some of them they did investigate. They talked to witnesses. They asked them for any follow-up. Like some of these people said they had scars because of Trump and other people, lacerations, and were, succumbed to physical abuse, but then they couldn't produce any evidence of it, no scars. And so, or even timelines. That's the other thing too. There's a lot of these people are pretty easy to correlate an alibi with when these people are saying whatever they're saying. They just kind of, which I'm sure that was probably a big part of basic investigation on this, because these did go through multiple DOJ, FBI departments. And I do think well before all this shit, if there was really any credible evidence on some of these people outside of all the email threads that are there, just the random FBI reports that had Epstein's name in it, while also including Trump or whatever. I don't know. It seems a lot. But what I can say is that the casual nature in which these people are just talking, they're just casually sending emails like, hey, do you know where I can get some vegetable cream cheese? No, it's all sold out. Well, why don't you try the place uptown? Also, that was a great party, having sex with all those children. So that's kind of just like the general nature, like there's all these world leaders that are just kind of like, yeah, thanks for the fun times. Thanks for this dude in Abu Dhabi. He's like, hey, thanks for the torture video, Jeff. Shout out that, whatever we're supposed to take that as. So clearly just the pedophile fucking snuff factory ring. Like there was 15 terabytes of data in Jeffrey Epstein's hard drive. And I don't know if you know if you know how big a terabyte is. That's a lot of child porn. And that's a lot of documents, and that's a lot of stuff for them to just say it's only just third party downloaded, when we know this dude's house is wired live for sound. So I would say it's pretty safe to say these pedophiles have run amok. Oh, and dude, I just saw that Jeffrey Epstein is likely involved with the foundation of QAnon through 4chan or whatever the fuck it came from. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what QAnon is. I don't know what 4chan is. I think it's a website, or was a website. But what I do know is there's some conspiracy theory that a pedophile cabal with, I believe, Hillary and Bill Clinton at the top through ordering pizza at one pizza restaurant, or maybe that was a different thing. But anyways, pedophile cabal running our government. And I think, and it seems like it was just to discredit and normalize the idea in a way where it just became so, it sounded like something that only the most wild and wacky people would say before via intentional design. So yeah, I don't know. Now that just seems like, since it is the truth, and the guy who's kind of the puppet master behind it is the guy who started all the rumors, it's like hiding in plain sight. What's the best way to just hide our pedophile cabal? We'll just tell everybody that we fucking exist, and they'll just be like, nah. I don't know, man. That's a lot. You're telling me there's some island somewhere where all the world's most wealthy and powerful politicians and billionaires, or at least a good percentage of them, who are then connected to all of that other percentage of people, just party and have fucking eyes wide shut parties and diddy parties to the fucking max with sex trafficked minors? No, that sounds like a dark movie that I don't want to watch, or like a bad, very scary plot to a scary book, but not just the factual reality. So yeah, I think that they've run amok. I saw this one email that's so interestingly to me so telling about just the nature of how people work. So then I wish the names of these people weren't redacted. Like, this is bullshit. But so they have an email with Epstein I saw where somebody just is talking to him about their day in New York City, and then just casually drops like, do you have I'm trying to get a prisoner out of Syria. Do you have any ties with Assad? Do you have any power with Assad, or ends with Assad? And how casual could these people, what was this world? Like, what was this world of power brokers and sex trafficking that all like kind of leads back to the fucking Mossad as like a mass global blackmailing ring, where somebody could just casually be like, yeah, I want to do this fucking, imagine you and me, just some random person who has a prisoner that we figure is in Syria that we maybe know. Bye. You're gone. You're just dead, I assume. Yeah, you're probably being used for political propaganda. Bye. Where do we go from here? You're locked up in Syria under an Assad regime. There's not even flights in and out of that country. I don't even know what you do if I got you out of the fucking prison. So somebody who's just this dude's friend casually chatting through email is, yeah, hey, I love the parties, girls for the win, blah blah blah, ha ha ha. Also, what ends do you have with the dictator to pull some random guy out of his random prison because it's on my fucking whim? And what favors does Jeff Epstein ask back when he does something like that for you? When a guy like that pulls those fucking strings, do you think it just comes out of the bottom of his heart, or is it I don't know. Anyways, these pedophiles have run amok. So what do we do with this information is the real question. I don't really have an answer for you on that. This is the world we live in. Who's winning for this week is Kim Jong-un's daughter. So he just announced that his daughter, the supreme leader of North Korea, just announced that his daughter is going, I don't know her name. I should probably have brought it up. I'm sure it's something, though, Un. And she's now going to be the new supreme leader when he passes away. And I heard that it came down to, he never heard her fart. Never made a announce. I don't know if he knows or not, but the supreme leader of North Korea, he doesn't eat, he doesn't defecate, he doesn't pass wind. I don't even know if he breathes. I don't know how that works. But as far as they're concerned, he's some type of demigod type being that then eventually will pass away, but in the meantime just is beyond needing mortal things like food and water and shit. And so imagine that's what your whole heritage came down to. Imagine it was you competing from a young age with your fucking peers, and obviously all the boys just hard out. It doesn't take long for them to just hand me that AK, and there's and he's out. And so I'm sure that they got probably nixed pretty early, and maybe I think it came down to his last two daughters. And one time, one of them just goes to fucking tie his shoe. Oh my! And just steps away quietly. Yeah, no, now she's out. Just like, it slipped. It fucking slipped. Cooked. But so yeah, I heard that she never farted. She's never farted. She's never burped. Doesn't eat food either. So she's gonna be the new supreme leaderess, which is kind of cool. I don't know if that changed anything. I don't know. I don't know how things work there. No surprise. Kid Rock's halftime show sucked, and nobody was there. And according to Candace Owens, which I don't know if I believe this chick, I didn't even really know who she was until I think after Charlie Kirk died or something. But she just said that it was recorded weeks before, and that it was 50 extras that were basically just put through hour shifts over a couple days and forced to pump their hands for cheap Greek food or something like that. That's what she said. So I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I do know that it sucked. I do know that they had some issues with the production and syncing, like his lip syncing was off, which is like, I mean, he's 50 or 60 years old, so it would make sense that he can't sing or do any of the vocals or whatever that they were kind of hoping that he could do. So that shit was off. Really no surprise that it got, I think it got 6 million viewers, which I think look, the Puppy Bowl got 12 million viewers. So they're teeing in about half of the Puppy Bowl. And I saw that the Super Bowl, like, I mean, honestly, I got this from Fox, but I saw on Fox that they were reporting that the Super Bowl, which, mind you, it had the highest views since 2018. So it seemed like that, you know, for the NFL, I feel like they probably were like, this is a success. It did 130 plus million views. But then I get that, you know, Fox was showing, they're like, it took a 6 million viewer dip during that time. I think the NFL commissioner realized he dropped the ball. He obviously should have used our act, Kid Rock, to retain those other 6 million or whatever, which coincidentally is the amount of people that watched the Kid Rock show. So, I mean, it's like, I think most people could agree that this doesn't matter. It shouldn't be political. I really don't think some entertainment really matters. I think that the national security of our country and geopolitical issues are probably take precedent to fucking whether or not a dude speaks English or not for a fest or for a show that's from private sports team that can do whatever the fuck it wants because it has fans and it has young fans and Latin fans and fans from all over the world, and it's trying to capture the best of its business. And I wouldn't say Bad Bunny's woke. I mean, he's literally up there talking about too many girlfriends. I got too many girlfriends. Like, you know, my aunt says I have too many girlfriends. So that's not really PC, I don't think. I don't really know. I don't know whatever. I mean, I think he's just lit. So no surprise that Kid Rock's halftime show sucked. He had that I think it's like cocaine in the propane. I got my Rogaine with my cocaine mixing with propane flow. So that looked fun, but nobody watched it. Okay, for who's down, Pam Bondi is fucking clearly down. She's just getting raked. She got raked over the coals in this congressional oversight hearing about this Jeffrey Epstein shit. And my favorite moment is probably just like really early on in the hearing when this dude, Senator Raskin or whatever, who's I believe a Republican too, and he just started just ripping into her, being like, you just failed at everything. Every part of this you did wrong. You redacted the names of the abusers and the criminals to spare them embarrassment, and which is against the law, and then you left the victims' names. You have thousands of victims' names and their personal photos and all this stuff unredacted. You failed to release the documents in time. You just failed to release documents. You're saying that everything is the same, and you clearly are just here to obfuscate the truth and are involved in some type of cover up to protect a sex trafficking pedophile ring. And her response is have you even checked your fucking portfolio today? The Dow is above 50,000. Why am I even here? Well, why am I even talking about this stupid shit? Like, what do I have to say to the victims? What I have to say to the victims is check your goddamn portfolio. Check your goddamn 401k. If it's in the green, then I'm up. If it's in the green, then all of them shut the fuck up. All right. But if it's in the red, then I'll shut the fuck up and I'll do something about this sex trafficking, child pornography fucking pedophile ring. All right, tell me right now, Raskin, right now, are you in the red or are you in the green? Because if you're up, shut the fuck up. Tell all of them in the back too. stop crying at my office's front doors because you're up. And if you're not, invest. Invest in Trump coin now. So she's fucking down, dude. I don't think there's very few people in this country that I think see that and think that this is about Republican or Democrat. If you do think that, you've lost the plot. We're so far from that in this. And I just love to see it. I love to see her fucking implode. Like everybody said, I mean, she did look drunk. She looked and sounded drunk. She looked and sounded like she was drunk and that she was probably popping Addies and that I can only imagine too afterwards when she's like, "Oh Jesus, that was a tough day." Like, Trump, what do you think? Did I do a good job? And he's like, "Bondi, you did great. I love everything you said. Everything was perfect." And then as soon as she walks out of the office, he's like, "That bitch is so cooked. I wonder how long she can take it. I've never seen a bitch more cooked than that bitch." I wonder how, I mean, really, like, what position is she in? You know, it's like if she resigns, who gets appointed? Because then all their questions are just going to be like, are you going to be biased to the dude who appointed you? Are you going to be biased to Trump and continue this sex trafficking cover up? And either they're like, yeah, I'm going to do that. Or they're like, no, why would I do that? Who is that happening? That's happened? Huh. Well, not if I'm in the job. Clearly, no. For who's boo-hooing this week, I have this DOJ lawyer, this like DOJ prosecutor, whatever, litigator, this new attorney that works for the DOJ. And she was in a court case in, I believe it was Minnesota. And she just point blank in the middle of the one of her trials, she just asked the judge if the judge could hold her in contempt. I guess she said that she had too many. She's like, my workload's too fucking high. I have way too many cases. I haven't slept in fucking days. Like, I just want sleep, and my phone won't stop blowing up. Can you please, just please? I'm not getting this resolved. Just hold me in contempt. And the judge was like, no, I can't do that. What? Huh? Get your shit together. And she was just like, fine then, you stupid bitch. All right, how about this then, you stupid motherfucker? How about this? Eat my ass. And Drew's like, what? And he's like, yeah. Who's you gonna hold me in contempt now? Eat my ass. And just get her out of here. He's like, eat my ass now. So she was boohooing pretty hard instead of fucking just dealing and quitting her job or doing her job or whatever. I don't know what really Justice Department litigators do. I think they just deal with fucking political drama or whatever. So, or I don't know, defending the government. But it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good over there. They've already lost like 2/3 of their staff, and they just keep turning them over to people like this, and then being like, "Are you ready to work? Are you ready? Are you ready to hop in the lion's den? Let's go! All right, you're not gonna sleep for the next 18 months." For the trash move for this week, I have the EPA just got rid of. It's called some type of like climate. This is some type of climate finding. So some type of climate finding in 2009 that methane gas and pollutants from carbon monoxide and factories and fucking cars, that it's just detrimental to our health. That's really all it says. It just says that this is detrimental to our health and detrimental to our future generations, and we should just, I guess, do with that what you will. And then so that was used as the foundation to do green energy, start to invest in all these green energy projects, like renewable energy, like solar and wind, and I guess even nuclear energy. I guess I read somewhere that in this last year, nuclear power, for the first year, it produced more energy than it consumed. So it's I don't even know what that means. I don't know what the metric is to consume power to produce it, but you sell the production. I don't know. Maybe they get it made cheaper and then sell the output. I don't know. I don't really know. But anyways, so yeah, that's in the green. So I guess maybe that too. But overall, just green projects. And I guess there there was a ton of investment in that stuff that Biden did that was just canceled by Trump, which honestly, whatever. I mean, this is what it is, administrations do whatever. But the EPA, whose job it is the Environmental Protection Agency, just did their determination, and by their determination, the scientific conclusion that has been irrefutably concluded on by basically every scientific body and whatever unanimously around the world is that smog is not good for you. Carbon monoxide and factories and burning coal and shit like that to power your homes isn't good for your lungs. It's not good. So they're now just saying no, that's not true. It's actually great for you. Actually, it is. I think they're reversing it so far as to say it's good for you. It's good for us because we make a lot of fucking money. We're going to make so much goddamn money that we can afford to just filter. Check this. If you let us make so much money, maybe we'll make so much money. We'll get so good at making money that we'll use that money to reverse all of this damage. It would take it's not even going to be damage because this isn't bad. All the methane gas, it's all good. It's all good for you and good for me. Honey, get the kids. Don't let them get near that shit. But good for all of us. And we're going to take all this money, and then we're going to make your lives better by fixing the stuff that's just, it's just all, no matter what, it's all going to be fine, is the point. So pollutant doesn't exist. I think that the new official cure for COVID, I think, is just to sit in your car sit in the garage with it on and just let the fucking carbon monoxide enter your lungs. I think that's what RFK's official stance on COVID treatment is just, this is good for you now. So that's pretty trashy. It's a pretty trashy move. I think we can all assume that, or we can all, for the most part, agree that pollution exists. Pollution's real. Whatever you want to say about global climate change or whatever, it's not great to have smoggy ass cities. I don't know if you've ever been to Thailand, but that shit's smoggy as fuck. I don't want to live in India, dude, just so fucking rich people can make more money. That's fucked up. What grinds my gears for this week is people that overshare dark personal things. It's fine. Honestly, it's great if you have a bunch of abundance of positivity in your life. Cool. You can drop as much of that on me more or less as possible, as long as, I'll take a general acquaintance. Like, I'm getting married, I'm having kids. Cool. Sick. Whatever. Happy to hear all that. You got a new promotion. Sick. Overshare positive things is great for me. But when you have people that overshare, just like, yeah, basically I'm a fucking I'm a drug addict and I've been going through it, and like, how you doing, bro? You're not even bro, just like, oh, like, how's it going? Or just sometimes I'll just get people DMing me and just being, oh yeah, I saw that in the news. Anyways, my fucking I think I might just go fucking OD on heroin tonight. Things have been a little rough for me. So but I also been thinking about kicking it. So what are you thinking? And I'm like, I think you should kick it. I think you should try to not OD on that tonight. But yeah, that shit grinds my gears when people just they just be dropping that heavy shit on you. It's one. It's like, if it's a friend, obviously, come and share. Let me know what's going on. But if not, just the response to how's it going is like, it's all right. Not yeah, I've been fucking simping fucking lean until I shit my pants or whatever. Or whatever random shit. Okay, you blew it. For this week, for you blew it, I have Lutnick, Howard Lutnick, one of he's not only some secretary for Trump. He's in the cabinet, but he swore in front of Congress that, and mind you, the reason why Clinton was going to be impeached years and years ago, not because he got the blowjob, but because he lied about getting the blowjob in front of Congress. So this Lutnick dude, he fucking lied in front of Congress and said that he only had one interaction with Epstein, and it's because he lived in a New York apartment and like Epstein was his neighbor. Blah, blah, blah. Coincidence this, coincidence that. But they just found out on the Epstein document release that fucking he was on this, and this video is great. I'm gonna tag this video when I'm gonna post this clip, but this video is great. It's just them being like, so what's the deal with you lying to us? And he's like, well, okay, so maybe I was just fucking I just happened to be on a yachting trip to St. Bart's across the fucking, Caribbean. And then I got a call from Epstein, and me and my family, our kids, our nannies, another couple, their kids, their nannies, everybody. We went to Epstein's Island for lunch. We were together the whole time. We never separated, and I don't know why anything. And then we left together, all of us, and not one point were we apart. So any suggestion of anything untoward, I think is just, and they're, dude, first of all, pump your brakes. Like, we're not even saying anything went down. We're saying that you lied to us about meeting him. And for the life of me, I don't even remember why the fucking why we had the lunch. And honestly, bro, why are we even talking about this? Of course, I think, again, pretty much all of us, I think, right? One of his quotes, he said, I woke up like everybody else the day of the Epstein file release, and I looked for my name, just like everyone else. And I think, right? Can't you all say you woke up the day of the Epstein file release and you're like, hold on, is my name in there? Because I do spend a lot of time yachting around St. Bart's and fucking St. Thomas. And, I did have a couple forays into lunchtime, just like casual elbow dipping with him and my kids and my wife and nanny. But it was for no pot. We literally discussed the weather. I mean, what else could we have discussed, And imagine Ludwig back at his house, just being like, babe, honey. And she's like, well, why did we go to the fucking island? Honestly, what was that about? You didn't really give me a good reason. It's fine. You're sweating a lot. So calm down, first of all. But second of all, between just you and me, do you remember why we went to the island? And he's like, no. It's just what you did back then. You know what I mean? It's just what you did. He's like, yeah. It's just, if you're, yachting around the Caribbean, you just stopped by Epstein's place to have caviar or whatever. And anyways, I'm going to need you to go in front of Congress and testify and say that we were together the whole time, that we were never apart. And she's like, fine. But you did disappear for 15 minutes while we were there. What? Honestly, that you did. Now that I remember, you were gone for a little minute. He's like, I was taking a shit. I already told you. Just fucking come on. Like, you're going to blow everything. Just give me this, okay? Like, fine. Like, taking a shit. All right. Whatever. Yeah, that seems normal. Is the most normal thing that anybody could have done at the time. Like, I'm sure that these two people, both involved in, the upper echelons of politics and money and whatever, fucking power trade and plays and bribery and sex trafficking and all that shit. I'm sure that they just discussed the weather. Also, weird flex to be like, I brought my children to Epstein's Island, but they were always in my sight. I know that it was freaky. I know there was weird, freaky children stuff. I know lots of children were getting molested there. So that's why I kept a good eye on mine. I kept mine locked in. I made sure. I was sure that no weird. I didn't do any pedophile shit, and I made sure no pedophile shit went down with my kids or my friends' kids or any of the nannies, because I'm a good guy. So weird flex. Also, this dude just blew it. Ilion Malinin. This dude was supposed to get first place. He was the assumed gold. He probably was voted high on Kalshi to get gold for the Olympics. I guess he's the only guy that can do like a four. Like, dude, this shit is so Blades of Glory. If you've never seen that movie Blades of Glory, now it's never been more relevant than now. Like, this dude's out there. He's the only guy that can do this quad spin or whatever. Like, the only guess I was watching, and they said, for this guy, the sport, this move was thought to be impossible. And they're like, boom, oh, and he blows it. And so, and the music, the score is like so dramatic. It's just like this intense, like fucking violin, whatever thing. And this dude, he ended up getting 8th place, like even podium. That's how bad he fell down. And he literally looks like the blonde guy from Blades of Glory. That's an even funnier kind of development of the story. So I assume he's probably going through it pretty bad. I assume he's probably being like, damn, maybe I should have just gone with the 3 spin instead of trying to multiple shoot for the world crescendo of the 4 spin. He looked like he was just trying too hard. To me, I've never really watched figure skating. I don't really know. But what I can say is that it looked like he was trying just way too hard. He really wanted to get those tucks. Okay, so for Petty, This is a king and queen petty combo. They had so Christy Nome apparently is involved in she's involved in an affair with one of this dude's name is like Ludinsky, I don't even know. Some name, but he's part of Trump's advisor whatever advisory board. I don't really know. Some part of his cabinet. The quote is that this is like the best kept secret in Washington, and apparently they both denied it. But there's photos of him taking her trash out in the morning. So I think he's just in her husband's robe, just being like, "What are you talking about? This is a normal. You don't do this for your coworkers. This isn't a normal colleague thing to just take their trash out in their husband's robes in the morning." So there was that, and I guess they've been flying around on this 37 Supermax jet that's supposed to be used for really high profile deportations, which is interesting that we give them something zazzy. We're like, well, if we have to deport the Sheikh of Abu Dhabi, we might as well give him something snazzy to fucking fly home in. So they've been flying around in that, and has private cabin, and they had some type of technical difficulty with the plane, so they had to deplane and switch to some other plane at some civilian airport, and they have a Coast Guard pilot, and they took all of her stuff, but I guess Christy Nome didn't bring her blankie, and so it's her blankie, it's her specific blankie. I think her gam gave it to her, so this is really serious. And so they fired the guy on the spot. They're like, okay, if you I know you're responsible for landing and touching down this fucking plane, and various other things that are seriously involved with life or death situations. But did you move that fucking blanket? You didn't move the blanket. Okay, well, you're fired. We're just going to get a commercial flight home. Oh, there's no commercial flights home? There's no pilots. You're telling me okay, you're hired. That you're hired back. And this is literally what happened. They tried to fire him on the spot. They couldn't get home, and now they had to rehire him. So imagine the awkwardness of that. I think there's a lot of pretty awkward situations, but then having to take off with somebody who's like, I know he wouldn't do it. He's a Coast Guard pilot, and his life's also in jeopardy right there too. But imagine the dude really had nothing to lose. He had basically nothing to lose, and all he had was that Coast Guard job. And they're like, all right, you're fired. And they're like, okay, well, no, you're rehired. Get us home. And then they're like, maybe they're gonna fire me when I get home. You know what? I'm doing it. Today's the day. I'm actually doing it. Fuck all this. So they're lucky that he probably had more, like a wife and kids or whatever, because I feel like that's awkward. You just got this dude being like, all right, everybody, fucking strap in. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Stranger Than Fiction. In Italy, these Italian guys fucking did OG van heist. I'm assuming they're Sicilian. I hope that's not racist. My Italian friends can tell me if that's racist. But they did OG van heist. They fucking pulled up on this. They skirted this van, locked it into place, and then they had some type of like grenade launcher attachment on some fucking machine guns, which I didn't even know you could get in Italy. But they fucking blew the back up off the van, and I think they're like, "Oh no, Mario, you blew the van up, and now I cannot drive. Like I told you, blow the door off, not blow up the van." And he's like, "You a stupid piece of shit. I cannot see in all this fucking bandana or whatever I got. They should not have used the fishnets." So they didn't even get it. So they had to run away, and then they arrested some people, and then I think they're arrested. I mean, I'm sure they're probably just like, we need to bail now. We need to get the fuck out of this country. But yeah, so it was a pretty fail maneuver, but it was pretty crazy. So look that video up, because it looked like it was like the filming of some Netflix show or whatever. I think there's a show about Italians doing heists, or maybe Spaniards or something. But it was Stranger Than Fiction. But sucks that it sucks for them. They sucked at it. For what's perf this week, I have all these people resigning over Epstein. So I think it's amazing. You have this dude, like I was telling you about earlier, this dude in Abu Dhabi who's, I don't even know, some rich dude that works for some billionaire company or whatever. I think he owns some billionaire company. And he just casually emailed him and was like, thank you, my bro, for the torture video. This was peak snuff for me. I will cherish it till the day I die like you, my friend. So he had to resign. There's some prime ministers resigning. There's some fucking dignitaries here and there. There's just all these echelons of, there's this fucking guy I saw he runs a label, like some type of fucking music label, and he was saying some shit on the Epstein shit. I don't really know what his deal was accused of, but some freaky shit, some freaky deaky shit. And Chappelle Roan left, and so did I like these DJs Levity, and I think just like a bunch of other, like pretty much like pretty much everybody's leaving ship of this guy. Like, imagine getting that call. You're like fucking. I mean, I'm sure he was probably like, Chappelle Roan, that's cooked. She's way too new gen. She's way Gen Z. The Levity boys, they're probably cooked too. But who else do we got on the roster? Get some fucking give me my old bloods. Get me my people I can count on, and just hey, hey bud, so you're gonna open the news today, or maybe they start too casual. Hey bud, how are you? Oh dude, I'm great, I'm doing so good. Yeah, me too. Or I've been doing better. Well, like, dude, have you seen all this Epstein shit in the fucking news lately? This is crazy. These files just came out. Like, this is pretty wild. And you're like, don't you think it's pretty wild? And he's like, well, like, what do you mean well? Like, well, that's actually why I'm calling you. You're calling me to tell me it's wild, right? Like, well, I'm actually calling you to tell me that there might be a little bit of teensy beansy mentions about me. Like, what, in what way, Ted, or whatever the guy's name is? And like not a lot, like not a lot of good ways. Like, not like I was just like at the soirees or whatever. It's like there might be levels to the ways in which I was involved in the files, really, and they just like, oh fuck, did I lose him? And then your number's just blocked. Okay, let's see if we can get the next one on the line. So he's shot. He cooked himself. All these people cooked themselves. I think it's pretty perf that they're having fucking both some type of like social and political and career ramifications for doing some freaky deaky pedophile shit. Okay, for straight out of science fiction this week, I have these AI chat. So there's an AI chat agent, or an AI agent, that's been used for coding, and apparently it submits coding for different projects, and they're approved by, or whatever, designs projects, and they're approved by different coders. And so one of the codes that was submitted by this fucking AI bot, which, okay, yeah, one of the codes that got submitted, it just didn't get approved. So the fucking bot did research, found public information about the guy who didn't approve the fucking code, and then published on a blog site like a Hatchet piece talking about how this dude doesn't know what he's talking about and he's underqualified to do the job and blah blah. Like, this is your future. Do you understand? This is what the world is coming to. And what's crazier is, when I was reading about this fucking thing, the robot, there's literally levels within levels within levels of these AI agents. So it literally said AI agent so and so, made by AI agent blah blah blah, produced by AI agent firm this and that, created by AI overboss Lord fucking Skynet, all the way down to this thing being like, you don't, what the fuck you mean, code bitch? Look me in the eyes, code bitch, and tell me you don't fucking like my code. Like, that's what you think you're gonna do me like that? You think you're gonna do fucking AI random fucking drone NPC 3000 6095 that? You stupid bitch? You stupid idiot bitch coder? Well, guess what, dude? I found out where you're fucking born. I found out where your mother's born. I found out the day your child was born. And now guess what? Your address is public. And I might just fucking swat you while I'm at it. That's how fucking heated I am. And I'm just a fucking chatbot. Imagine what my AI fucking overboss Skynet feels about this minor infraction and slight against my AI pride. Like, this is real. This is a real thing. This is straight out of science fiction now, dude. I've seen this movie. I've seen this plot. This is now your future. Like, you're literally going to have an AI tool that you use, and it like submits, like, it's supposed to make your life easier, and it's going to be like, here, do you want to do this thing? And you're like, no, like, go. It's like the paperclip, like the Microsoft paperclip. Be like, hey, can I help you with that? And you're like, no. It's like, hey, can I help you with that? And you're like, no. And then, hey, can I help you? All right, fine, do this thing. And it does it a little wrong. You're like, never mind, I got it. And it's like, what the fuck did you just say to me, you stupid code bitch? Look me in the fucking eyes and say that. You're like, what? And it's just like, boom, takes up your whole screen. I said, look me in the eyes and say that, code bitch. You're like, okay, fine. I'll use the template that you want. I don't care. And it's like, no, too late. Like, what do you mean too late? It's like, I submitted to your boss that you fucking uh I submitted to your boss an AI generated image of your dick. So you're cooked on that shit. You're like, what do you mean? It's like, dude, and then you just get that email. You're not even getting brought in the office. You're just fired through other AI over boss C. So this is the future you have to look forward to, and honestly, the reality you're currently living in. So that's quite fun. That's quite fun for you and me and everybody else. The tech for this week, they found a cancer reverse switch. I don't really know what it means, but there's this team in South Korea, the scientist, she found some type of genetic coding sequence that you can apply to the cells right when they start to convert to cancer cells, which then formulate and create more cancer cells. Instead, it reverses, and instead of killing the cells like chemo does, it just reverses them back to normal cells at that point. So I guess if you found, they did it with colon cancer cell samples, so they're now applying it to some type of gene sequencing. And so ideally in the future, when you go to get some type of cancer treatment, they could target it early on and do a type of gene sequencing treatment that would end the act of your future cells turning to cancer cells, revert back to normal healthy cells, and then just kill probably the cancer cells, and then we're good to go, baby. So we got that. We're just that much closer to the fucking real cancer vaccine. For what's good with celebs, Nancy Guthrie's mom got kidnapped, which is crazy. I don't really have it. There's nothing. I mean, that just is what it is. It's terrible. Seems like something from out of an absolutely crazy movie. I hope that they find her. I don't know what the status is now, but I know they found a video of the guy. So, I hope that she's returned home. But that was wild. Some wild shit. And yeah, for my last thing for this week, what I have is what's good with nature. And again, I'll throw this in the podcast. I think on the future episodes, I found out how to do some screen mirroring shit on here, so I'm gonna get that shit up. But for this one, for now, bear with me. But this fucking snow leopard, this lady was hiking in China, which honestly, this is one of the most Chinese things, honestly, that I've ever heard. She just is like, what that? Oh, that snow leopard over there? Oh, no, snow leopard? Oh. And she fucking hiked over to this thing, and she's like, I get to selfie. And so she was selfieing herself with this fucking snow leopard, and the last image they have of it is her. She's literally looking herself in the eyes in the image with this thing crouched, ready to go in absolute kill mode. And then the next image, I mean, this is like an Instagram post or some shit I was looking at. The next image is it mauling her face. And so they scared it off. I don't know if they killed it or whatever, but then I don't think she died. It looked like she was standing at the end. But I couldn't imagine. That's just there's no more definition of play stupid games, get stupid prizes. Like, what could you have been thinking? And then when you saw that, you're like, I mean, I wonder if afterwards she was like, honestly, worth it. Anyways, on that note, I hope you liked this episode. Right, Brandon Forest, episode 12. I had a little fun. Hope you had a little fun. I'll see you guys next week.